Hello, and welcome back to, I was about to do things out of order, out of it for a second. Welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. That's more like it. I'm your game master, Eosia, here with my lovely players tonight. And before we get into what happened last session, I will have all my lovely players who are all here this week. Excellent. Introduce or reintroduce themselves to everybody else. Yeah, once again, in a clockwork fashion. Starting with Tom this time.
Okay, hey, my name's Tom Bolthra on the internet. I am playing Buccio Viari, I guess almost like a redeemed thief now, who's turning into the voice of conscious, or the like the conscious of the group, the dad, I guess, even though I think he's the youngest character. And
I think he is.
Yeah, and overall nice guy. So. We'll see what can't even talk. I'll just shut up. Let's just see what happens. So.
Oh no! Am I second for once? Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh my! Hello, my name is T. I am playing Ade of Els Montbeliard, and I am playing a sassy but, as my favorite kind of character usually is, anxious aide to the House of Duke Montbeliard. And I also am now thrown off. So that's all I'll be saying.
That's it seems like it's going to be par for the course for everyone tonight. So I guess we'll see if that's how it goes.
I am Diver. I'm playing Aiden Kincaid. I am here to contribute my share and other share of chaos. You said clockwork, so I'm thinking like I should do this as a robot or something, like a motor. So basically,
do whatever you want. It's your intro.
I won't do that. But I'm channeling infamous criminal scholarly mastermind at the moment. So I can't wait to get into what Aiden's been up to and where he's been held, because I did miss the session last time, and I have some making up to do. But we'll get to that. So I'm going to pass it right to Eosia here.
I play Eosia. My name's Vivi. You can find me at Voogie Woogie on Instagram, which is where I rarely post art. I'm very excited to be back into this. Eosia is my White Spire mage character who is part of the Libertarian Party, which means she's anti-chantry, anti-establishment, and she's ready to fuck shit up. And we may have opened a romance plotline. Oh no!
Wet Blanket!
Who's Tuesday?
Aiden, if you saw the photo reference that Eosia showed me, oh my god! But that's neither here nor there.
Fredosia, then? Is that the ship name? Fredosia?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a pretty good one. But we will save the. Yes, we do love Minnie Mouse. Please sponsor us. One of us loves us in particular. But so when last we left off the group, Eosia had a proper introduction to Ade, thanks to Buccio. And actually kind of hit it off, and maybe now they're gal pals. Let's find out. But
Besties.
yeah, besties for life. But they also after a nice bonding sesh over some couscous, they got a notification. What the fuck? A letter to meet at the alienage, and where they met Marjolaine, and she informed them that she informed our current trio that Aiden had been absconded with by the House of Repose, because he got on some person's bad side, whoever could that be, any list of people really, and she doesn't know exactly where he is, but she is aiming to figure that out, and the rest of the party decided they're going to try and pursue their own leads in the meantime instead of just twiddling their thumbs, which is very proactive of them. So, I guess we will start out with Buccio.
Well, again, he's probably keeping track of the kids.
Yes, because I remember. Yeah, I did not have the chance to rewatch last episode before we started this, so I remember we had a like sort of breakdown of what people were planning on doing. I just don't remember what the exact breakdowns were.
I think I know before he was trying to find a place to stay. So thank you. I believe he was staying at Ade's because he's currently couch surfing. So he's probably hanging out with her and the niece, or there was a kid.
Yes, Manon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember the name, but
yes. She is the Duke's daughter.
Yeah. And thank you for the notes. Something about we were gonna check in somewhere. Everybody, I'm getting notes.
I do believe so. I believe the plan was to sort of break and then reconvene.
Yeah. So that's what Buccio has been up to. So.
All right, and Ade, what was your plan of attack?
Well, Ade has been playing host a little bit, and by host, I think I mean that I thought about this all week, and I do think, one, she would do this, and two, because it's so funny, she probably didn't tell her uncle.
I feel like that tracks.
That Buccio was gonna be stayed over. She just kind of was like, we have so many servants. I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm gonna get you some of the like clothes, and you could blend
We'll just
right
blend in. It's fine,
bro. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. So I think she did that. And essentially, like, she's just kind of probably like used. Oh, we're fulfilling some tasks or whatever for the house, like going whatever, what is it called, errands, there we go, fulfilling some errands, and kind of just like, I imagine that like the next day they probably like, or at least Ade woke up pretty early and was like, maybe we should like ask around that area and see if anyone saw someone who looks like Aiden. So, like, before we meet up at noon.
A sound plan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you go around interrogating some people, seeing if they...
Interrogating? Not just asking kindly. You're right.
Checking the alleys.
I need to know about this man.
Tell me about them.
Have you seen this man?
All right. I guess, how do you go? Yeah, I guess it's sort of in a general blanket statement. How do you go about attempting to persuade some of these people to fork over information if they have any?
Well, first, let me just check and see how much money I have.
We can start asking nicely.
If it's not enough, yeah, you're right. I mean, yes. I mean, yes, but people also like money, so
Yeah.
you know, a little bit of both never hurt. I don't think I have much. I don't even know. I have 60, and it does. What is the middle one? Silver.
I think the middle one's
I have
silver, I think.
60 silver. I don't know what that equates to very well in this world. Maybe enough, like 1 silver. Can a silver get you a burger? What's the feel here? What's the
That is a good question. Let me see if they have any rulings about that specifically in the book, because I know across all
I would
of
be
the...
like, here's 20 silver, and then it's like, oh my gosh, thank you,
Yeah.
I can pay off my house.
I need another silver. So
Yeah,
I need
yeah, I need another silver. Because I know across all of the video games, the currency functions basically differently every time. So
Yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
so that's not a reliable
They'll be like,
source to
here's
go
some
off
nice
of.
leather boots for 20 like bronze pieces, and then they'll be like, here's some leather boots for 500 gold pieces. It's like, what? Why?
Okay. So for an equation, 1 gold is equal to 100 silver, and 100 silver is equal to 10,000 copper. So,
Wait, you mean 1 silver?
no,
Or one-
100. So 1 gold is equal to 100 silver, which is
Why
equal
would they do it
to
like that?
10,000 copper. So okay. So 1 silver is worth 100 copper, if I'm doing that math correctly.
Yeah.
So,
Who's in charge
It's
of
just like,
making,
why?
like,
Who
the
wrote it like that?
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
here's your change, and they bring it in a shovel. We'll just-
Right? What
yeah.
the
So
heck?
okay. So you got like
It's so
Okay.
nonsensical.
Yeah.
Dragon
100
Age.
silver equals 10,000 copper pieces.
Dragon Age
Not what I have.
inflation, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I would say Dragon Age, truly Dragon Age at its finest. So I guess technically, since you have 60 silver pieces, that'd be equivalent to 6,000 copper. So, definitely nothing to
That's
slouch.
not nothing. Yeah,
It's definitely not nothing.
yeah.
So I think depending on who you go and try and talk to, a silver piece could probably
Well,
potentially get you the information you're looking for. What are you
they
doing?
were around. They were around the around the theater the last time they saw
That is correct.
Aiden, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is his last known location.
So I think
Okay, like
that was
what
one
is
thing we
in
talked
that?
about.
Are there? You know what? Are there any homeless people around the theater district?
I would say I wouldn't necessarily say homeless specifically, but I think you could definitely find like some
Or down
street
on their luck? But
I say, but I think you could
Yeah.
definitely find. I think you could definitely find like some street urchins just like going around or whatever.
okay. I guess I was more so looking in case like there was anyone who's kind of like using like the surrounding alleyways to kind of like set up and whatnot, like to sleep. I'm not being weird. I'm not being weird. I just mean like because they would be outside for
Yeah.
a majority of the day. So
Yes.
they would be more likely to see
Yes,
something.
I would
Lucio is probably
say.
comfortable with kind of
Now I
walking
feel
around.
super weird. Did I say something strange? I'm so sorry.
Which
Um,
is like, these people are my friends.
I would. Let's see. I would say there wouldn't necessarily be homeless or beggars or tramps or folk of ill repute, as all of the titles in the chat are labeling them as. I'd say there wouldn't be really any of those around the theater because it's like the most renowned theater in all of Orlais.
Okay. I didn't know it was nice.
Yeah, no,
That Whippet works there.
yeah,
That
it's the-
old
yeah.
Eosia slur, so I thought it was like a shitty place.
I mean, it might be shitty as far as the mentality
Morally,
goes,
yeah.
but
You got
no,
you got to park
like
a block away to get there.
Gotcha.
yeah,
That's where I fucked up.
but structurally, it is extremely beautiful and elegant and extravagant. So
Do people smoke pipes? Question mark. Is
I
that
would
a
say people
thing?
smoke pipes
In the alleyways, maybe.
in the alleyway. Sure, why not?
Okay. Are there currently any like theater troupe people and stuff like on a break smoking a pipe in the alleyway? I know it's like 9 a.m., but you know.
Yeah, you never know. The
When
life
you're
of
tired, you're tired, and when you're French, you're French.
yeah,
You know?
and the life of a theater kid is ever
Yeah.
onward and always present. So
Listen, I was a music major. Sometimes you're drinking at 10 a.m. I don't know what to tell you. That's just
Yeah.
how it is.
yeah, so 9 a.m. might be smoking it up. Why not? But
I'm not around for anyone like that.
okay. We'll say you managed to find sort of 3 performers who are either on break or it looks like they're sort of just gearing up to for before they have to go in and start rehearsal or whatever it is they're going to be doing. They're sort of like half in their costumes, as you do, and they're just sort of passing a pipe around.
Okay. Gonna just be in really plain clothing yet again. I think Ade probably tried to like swipe like a pretty nondescript mask, right? Because
Mhm.
again, like, if the House of Repose kidnapped Aiden, probably don't want to show up as someone very noticeable
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't want to get got to. So she's gonna like be pretty nondescript and then be like, okay, like, so maybe we can ask these artistes if they saw anything. Do you want to lead or should I?
I can go in.
Okay, I will back you up.
Yeah, because he doesn't bother wearing a mask because of his height. Everybody's gonna guess it's him. So, I mean, to be
Like the other
practical.
dwarf? Oh, wait, you're not even a dwarf, are
He's
you?
not even a
No,
dwarf.
he's just
human,
a short.
so-
He's just a
human.
short.
Yeah.
He's just a short human man.
and he's too skinny to be a dwarf. So I mean, it's
Well,
but yeah, and he dresses pretty plain to begin with. So yeah, I think he'll probably just kind of wander into the aisle if or alley, if he sees them looking at him, he'll just kind of nod and be like, "Good morning."
And you would notice that none of them are currently wearing masks because the masks that they would be wearing would be specifically for the role that they're playing on stage. And so currently none of them are wearing their masks. And sort of like middle-aged woman who currently is the one holding the pipe. She says, gotta get into the accent.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
I listened to that video before we started.
She just says, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And he kind of just stops. He's kind of looking around. He's like, I've been looking for a friend of mine. He's been gone for a day or two. And he will describe Aiden. We were out the other night. We stayed out a little too late, I'm afraid to say. And he hasn't come home yet. You haven't seen anyone matching that description, have you?
I'm not sure. It's not bringing any. It's not ringing any immediate bells.
It would be someone who loves the sound of their own voice.
Oh, you know?
You didn't know?
I do believe the accent's already escaping me. I do believe that one of the other performers, Roxanne, she spoke with this young man who was trying to sell. Oh, hello. Who was trying to sell him? Was trying to sell her some sort of was some what was it? Smut?
Manuscript? Oh,
Oh,
do you know
That-
about this? She's looking at Bushio now. What the
That's-
fuck?
and he just kind of like kind of gives her a wink, like go with it. He's like, yeah, that sounds like our friend. I hope he didn't offend you with his choice of reading
Excitement?
material. Yes. Did you say your friend's name was Roxanne?
Roxanne, yes.
Ah. Is she a actor here at the theater?
Yes. She is going to be playing one of the Harlequins.
Ah. I hope maybe we could catch a performance. What time is the first show?
It is not on till late 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
Is Roxanne perhaps available for us to speak with? Is she here currently?
That I do not know if she's here currently or not. You can try asking around, but they may not take kindly to you just
Oh.
waltzing in.
We wouldn't just walk in without. We'd go up to the door and ask politely, and But we appreciate your help, Madame.
Of course. I do hope you find your friend.
I hope so too. Break a leg.
I will try.
And he'll just kind of bow and just kind of do his slow walk out of there.
And she'll sort of just gesture the pipe at you as a sort of an acknowledging
Mhm.
bye. And then
they
take
will follow after.
then take another puff and pass it off to the next person.
All right, yeah, it's probably gonna wait till they get kind of out of sight and speak to Ade. Well, it sounds like somebody's definitely seen him here, but we were here the other night, so it could be old news. I'm not sure.
But maybe this Roxanne, maybe she or another one of her artiste friends happened to see what happened to Aiden. Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't hurt to try.
It's worth a try. Yeah. Okay.
What is this break a leg thing?
Oh, it is.
You cursing her?
No. This is an expression in the theater that means good luck. It's an odd expression, but it is one I have heard used before.
Oh. It's like saying, I wish you well, but I hope you die. I don't think she's ever heard that term before, but I also don't think she's ever gone to the theater, so. Okay, well. How long would it have taken us to get to the theater district from
From your estate, I'd say not terribly long. Because Valroyo in and of itself is just a very nice and extravagant city, but your estate is definitely in the uber fancy part of it, which the theater would be relatively close to.
Now I feel silly saying she's probably never gone to the show. That's
Hey, it's still possible that she could never have gone to the theater before.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because I think what we said, like, probably headed out like around 9:30.
Something like that.
Do you think that we should ask for Roxanne now, or should we maybe wait until we go and meet with Eosia?
I think that would be better to wait for them.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if I'm kind of drawing a blank on who else we could maybe ask about your friend's disappearance.
Because really, this out of character. This is really the last place he was seen. What I think was after the theater. Or at the theater.
It was the last place he was seen was at the theater.
Okay, all right.
Because you already spoke with his crowd, right? His friends, his people. I don't know what they are. His friends, the coworkers.
I think I did speak with one, and they did not know where he had gone to. I suppose there's others. They are legion, are they not?
You would know better than me.
That makes Aiden sound like such a threat. His followers are
They are
legion.
Right? Aiden is planning a coup.
Yeah, so that's about as far as I got with his followers.
Okay. Well, maybe we ask a few more people around outside here, and just to pass some time until we meet up with Eosia. And now I'm losing it. Sure.
It's okay. We lose it and then we find it again.
And we find it again. And then after that, perhaps we can check in with this Roxanne. And even if Roxanne doesn't know anything, I think we should still check in with this Roxanne.
I think that would be an excellent idea.
So this sounds like that one bitch.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Probably trying to go shake down some urchins or something.
All right.
We fade to black.
Okay. Sounds good. In the meantime, we will cut to Eosia. What are you doing before the meetup?
Well, shit. Well, I think Eosia, one thing that she's probably going to look into is see if there's anything she can do magic-wise or, like, recruit magic-wise to see, like, maybe if somebody can, like, scry or, like, if there's somebody who has, like, a tracker spell. Like, Eosia's really not skilled at delicate forms of magic. Her magic is more like a force of nature. And so it's not very delicate or versatile. It's sort of just forceful.
Yeah, it's like I help or I hurt, and that's where it ends.
That's about it. I have two modes, all right? Heal or harm. That's it. Harm. So she's probably going to go looking. If she knows people who can do that, ask them. If not, she's going to go to the library.
Okay. I would say you wouldn't necessarily know anyone who can explicitly do that offhand.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you do know them, you are not aware that they are able to do that.
Okay. And another thing, like, I could just read up and unlock stuff. Can I, like, investigate in the tower? See if I can, like, ask around if so-and-so points me to so-and-so? Or is this kind of, like, gentle DM, like, being like, no, that doesn't work?
So like, what exactly do you want to try and do?
I want to try and find somebody, probably stronger than I am, who might have the magical means or skill to like find somebody magically, whether it's like through some form of scrying or like a magic tracker spell, or if it's like they divine it. I don't know.
Okay. You sort of ask around, and eventually, you sort of like, sort of feeling like you lose where to go. Eventually, you turn to Adrian, and she says, I don't necessarily know anything like that. I may be able to point you to someone who could do something. It's not exactly what you're asking for, but he may be able to get in touch with this Aiden using the Fade.
Yes. I would really appreciate it. I mean, it is a bit of an essence because he's been gone for a while, and at first we just assumed that like he was doing something by himself and living a carefree party life, or maybe he was just busy with other tasks. But it seems like he might be in trouble, and so like you can point me to somebody who can give me a direction to go. It would really be helpful because I don't.
I can I'll send you to Reese. He should be able to at least help you better than I can.
Okay. I appreciate it, Adrian. I really do. Thank you.
And she eventually takes you to Reese's quarters. Reese is another senior magister, or not magister, senior enchanter. Magister is very different, very specific words I gotta use here. Another senior enchanter. He looks like he's in yeah, I'm just scratching cat. He looks that physically maybe he's in his late 30s, sort of like long black hair, very sort of well-groomed beard, and he Adrian sort of just gives him the rundown real quick, and he says, I can do that, but we're going to need, since it is a bit out there influentially, we are going to need a Templar to supervise us while we are doing this.
Cool. Totally fine. Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe you should just get like a really good one, not Wet Blanket, because he kind of sucks. But whatever we need to go find. It's a long story. But yes, bring in whatever Templar you need, and let's just get the show on the road.
All right. Adrian, I will start preparations. Can you please go request a Templar for us? And Adrian says, sure thing. I'll be back in a few, hopefully. You see Reese sort of setting himself up and sort of preparing to use the spell, and he starts like asking you, sort of like, so what is your relation to this person that I'm trying to get in touch with?
Aiden is like, I'd say like my best friend. Very nice, very, very free spirit. We get along about the ideas of like politics, and like he's very empowering, like he listens very well, and sometimes he talks a lot. Like a lot of times it means something, like he's just really trying to emphasize a point. And so he just uses a lot to really kind of like make sure that you really understand just like how great he is, and like what he's saying is great. He's a scholar. He has like a whole cult. Like he has a whole thing going on with him, and like he has like a cult following. So it's like he has this very loyal, like trio, quadruple, quartets, whatever it is behind him. And they like listen to him because they're like, oh my God, Ethan, your wisdom is so great. Like we totally love you, and we want to do coke. But like, and learn illicit things. So he's into kind of like the forbidden. I don't know how far that translates to like the forbidden, but like, he likes to cross lines,
It is giving me a good picture, yes.
Yeah. And she'll like draw out like a really bad sketch of him and be like, so it's pretty much just like stick drawing of Aiden, and be like, so this is what he looks like. He's originally from Kirkwall, and he has 2 hands, 2 feet, 1 spine, a head of hair, facial features, as you can see in the photo.
He does sound like a person, yes.
He's quite the person, quite the presence.
All right. And he sort of like finishes setting up as you hear a knock on the door. Yeah, he looks like a man. And you hear Adrian's voice on the other end say, "We're coming in." And she opens up the door and walks in with your favorite Templar, Frederick, or as you so lovingly refer to him as, Wet Blanket.
Good.
And he'll sort of look around and say, well, he'll sort of lock eyes with you for a second, and then sort of maybe shyly look away, depending on what vibe you're giving off currently. And
she's like almost, because she's staring at him really intensely, it kind of looks like she's glaring at him.
Okay, he'll probably.
If I look at him long enough, maybe he'll go away.
Yeah, he'll probably lock eyes for a second, and then sort of, as he assumes that you're glaring at him, he'll then sort of just turn his attention to Adrian and Reese and say, so Adrian only gave me a brief rundown on what's going on. What are we doing? And Reese says, I am going to try to speak with this friend of Eosia's, Aiden, through the Fade. Hopefully, we will catch him while he's dreaming, which will make this significantly easier. But if not, hopefully it should still at least be able to get a message his way. If he's sleeping, then it should be more of a conversation. And it should not be an issue. Nothing should go wrong. I deal with spirits all the time. But that's why you're here, in case something does happen. And he says, all right. And he sort of just like steps back towards the closed door and just watches. and Reese says, so if I do catch him while he's sleeping, you'll probably hear me talking to myself. He should be talking back if I'm not just talking to the air. But if he is, you will only get half of the conversation. So I'm sure that will make for a interesting experience for all of you present. And he sort of sets himself up, and you see him go into a trance. And Aiden, would you mind telling me what your dream currently looks like?
I would be honored and privileged to do so. So, while Aiden is, as you all know, a rather outgoing and flamboyant personality in the material realm, this is but a pale shadow of what he's like in his dreams. So, as you might imagine, you know, he's got big dreams and dreams that are entirely unrealistic, and the Fade facilitates this quite a lot. And so what he finds there is Aiden is surrounded. He's not difficult to find because there's a gathering. One might even say a large gathering of loyal worshipers and followers and you know, people, you know, praising his greatness and you know, also like there's like a printing press there somewhere because he's intimately involved with publishing all manner of things. And then of course there's at least no less than 3 desired demons hanging around in his general vicinity, and you know, because they know exactly what he wants and are more than willing to tempt him with it, and so regardless of the consequences. And so he has gathered around himself all manner of worshipers and followers and demonic entities and spirits of various forms and things like that. So it's a whole congregation.
All right. And sort of as you're addressing your crowd of adoring
Indeed.
followers,
Yeah. The prophet upon the throne.
Yes,
Yeah.
you hear behind you, you certainly do think highly of yourself.
Ah! He'll like just jump out of his like skin there, like you know, and then he'll compose himself as much as he can, and oh, I don't recognize your face. You're new. You're new to the congregation.
And sort of basically ignoring your statement, he will look to the 3 desire demons that are sort of just hanging around you, and he just says, "Begone, demons! You have no power here.
No, wait!
Leave, or I will force you to leave." And
Aiden is sad.
And
we were having such fun.
Yes, and one of them just says, "Reese, ever the spoil sport," before she just vanishes.
Right. I think you owe me an apology. You just chased away some really dear friends of mine.
Yes, I'm sure they're very dear to you.
Indeed.
I'm here because your friend Eosia wanted me to get in touch with you and figure out where you have been and what has happened to you. Apparently, you have been kidnapped or something of that notion.
Yes, I believe that's what they call it.
Yes.
I was abducted, and I have been mistreated, treated awfully, for a person of my stature.
Is that so? What is your stature exactly?
My stature is a person. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I am a person of great renown. I have, as you can see, many loyal followers, and he points to the congregation that may still be present.
Yes, and he basically just gestures his hand, and they're gone.
Fuck! All right, listen. Okay, you can't just do that. All right, I gathered
can.
them all here. It took some time to make that happen. All right, there were invitations that went out and everything, and now you've gone and chased them all away. Who are you, sir? And why have you done this great injustice to me?
My name is Reese, and you need a reality check, and I'm trying to find out what exactly.
I don't want reality right now.
Well, that is unfortunate because in reality, your friends are looking for you and have come to bother me with talking to you.
Oh, well, you are lucky to know my friends, for they have moved in my inner circle and know me far better than you. And this is a blessed occasion for which most people have to wait weeks, sometimes even months or years to get an audience with me. So I'm just saying, you're in a very privileged position right now.
Enough of the showboating. Get on with what I have asked about.
Okay, so this is the realm of dreams, and in reality, as you call it, although I would argue, and he stops himself from going into a 30-minute, monologue about the difference between reality and the fade.
Yes, and if you even tried, he would tell you, "Do not try explaining the fade to me."
Yeah. Well, as I'm sure that in your practice, you are at least a little bit of a how shall we put this? A yeoman of the fade. You've been in here a time or two. I've studied it, right? I've actually written entire books on it. You may have read some of them, but anyways, where I am in the other realm.
Do you commune with spirits on a regular basis?
I've studied and communed and done things you probably haven't even imagined. So
make a communications roll.
Gladly. All right. Let me see here. Now, do I have the advantage of persuasion here?
I would say no.
Oh, okay. Not given who I'm talking to, yeah, he's not buying it. Okay. All right. That is an amazing roll. So Hayden is surprisingly and not surprisingly really eloquent on this subject. That is a 15.
A 15.
Yeah. He's convincing.
Yes, you get the you can tell that you're like making a very convincing argument.
Yeah.
You have
who I'm dealing with.
Yes,
yeah.
and you have a feeling if this were most anyone else, they definitely would have bought it.
Yeah.
But alas, no dice.
This guy's really a wet blanket.
And he just says, "Have you been harmed by these bards or whoever it is that's currently holding you?"
I have been. My person has been injured, and it doesn't matter whether this is true or not. He's going to say it is.
Okay.
And so basically, he is like, I've been done a great injustice and injury, both to my person and possibly to my reputation. Although that is more. It's more difficult to tear down because it's just I'm known everywhere. So anyways, yes, they have harmed me physically, emotionally, psychologically, in all the ways you might imagine. Spiritually, yeah. There needs to be justice in this case for me.
Well, it seems lucky for you that your friends are doing their best to locate you so they can relieve you from this pain and suffering that you're currently going through.
They're good friends. I assume you're familiar with them.
Well, I am at the very least familiar with Eosia. Any of these other friends, I have not had the pleasure of meeting.
Eosia, such a protege, like such a prodigy, really. I mean, that one's got a bright future.
She certainly does have much potential, yes.
So much potential. Like, that's your next major head enchanter right there. Like, no doubt about it. You need to accelerate and step up her path to progress there. In fact, I think perhaps there's maybe even an opportunity for her to, serve as a liaison to perhaps the courts of around Thetis. Because she's you're missing out on a lot there by keeping her cooped up in the tower. So you need to set her free. Just my expert opinion, scholarly opinion. One reputable scholar to another. Yeah.
Back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where you are currently being held?
So, is there a roll I can make to determine that? Perception, perhaps?
That would, I think that would be a very reasonable roll suggestion.
All right, let's try that. So he's got a +2 to that, which is going to give him a total of 14.
A total of 14.
Yeah.
So you would know that in your waking hours,
yes,
you've been more or less blindfolded or with a sack over your head this entire time.
They would.
But you are able to pick up on the sounds of like here and there. You've been able to pick up sounds of a lot of people talking, and eventually they would quiet down, and you would hear music or singing going on.
Interesting. So is the music or singing a kind of staged performance, or is this more like just kind of intermittent, people practicing or something like that?
It sounds like it could be either or. It definitely it definitely sounds more like a performance.
I see. So this is a performance space. Now, given the direction from which the sound is arriving to my ears, would I say it's above me or in a distant hallway, or like how close am I to said performances?
It's a bit difficult to tell because it is muffled, but if you had to wager a guess, you'd say it's probably more above you than in front of you.
So I'm in a cellar of some kind. Yeah,
potentially.
Is there a damp, moldy smell potentially, like skittering of feet and things like that, like one would suspect in a cellar?
No, I wouldn't say you're picking up on anything like that per se.
Okay, all right. So just maybe an underground space of some kind. Are there any other smells or anything of any of my other senses that I might recognize? Incense? Something like that?
Maybe like scented candles.
Because I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, well, this could, of course, be a performance space like the theater, but it could also be a chantry. It could also be like where they're singing like choirs, choral chant songs. So, I mean, if I smell candles, they always burn candles in the chantries.
Yeah, so, they're always burning candles.
Always. They love candles. So,
they love them.
I would imagine that I would smell candles, and wax and things like that if that were the case. So, can he tell if you said that there's candle aromas, right?
Yeah, potential like scented candles.
Yeah, he can't make it quite out. Yeah. So now about these performances, is this done by one person or like a group of people? Is this done by a troupe or just like an individual?
I'd say, well, you've been here, I guess technically like a couple days at this point.
It feels like it's been months. Yeah.
Yeah. So depending on it, once again, you've been blindfolded basically this entire time, so it's hard to discern time. But there have been times when it's been like a group of people, and there have been times where it sounds like just like a singular person.
Interesting. Okay, so given all these clues, he would relay to Reese what he's experienced. He's been black bagged. And he's smelled what he thinks might be candles. He's also heard of this singing. Does he recognize any of the singing that he's heard? Like, does it sound choral, or is it more like theatrical, or is it just the latest pop songs? in Orlais right now.
Yeah, the newest Orlesian pop
Yes,
songs.
exactly.
If you had to wager a guess, you'd say that it sounds a bit more like operatic, I guess.
Okay. Operatic. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So here's the other question. It's been a few days, or a couple days at least, you said.
Yeah,
And
at least 2 days.
Yes. Now they have they taken the hood off at all to like feed him or give him drink or anything like that? I imagine that maybe he's blindfolded underneath. They at least take the hood off so he can eat and drink or something.
Yeah, they would sporadically sort of remove the hood so you can. They've been feeding you sort of minimally.
This is definitely like just like bare minimum. He's going to complain that it's cold and that it tastes stale. There's no seasoning, and that he's really just disappointed with the service here. And so
I'm really displeased with the service of this kidnapping.
That's right. Do you know who I am? Obviously you do, because you wouldn't kidnap me otherwise, but still, do you know who I am? I want to speak to your manager, but basically, so what he's going to do is I assume, even though he hasn't seen the people that he's dealing with, maybe he's tried to
1 star on Yelp.
Yes, 1 star on Yelp. Ever. Yes, exactly. And everybody pays attention to Aiden's reviews. So what he's going to try to do is at least see if he can feel out. Now this kind of is trying to track into. I'm pulling your storyteller time here with Reese like into my own like headspace here, and basically saying that, is there a chance here that he's been able to bribe or otherwise connive or convince the person who's been reluctantly or grudgingly feeding him and giving him food and water to perhaps do him a favor or two? Or are these people loyal to whatever masters they are serving?
I'd say you'd be hard pressed to try and persuade whoever's doing this to be like, you already got me. Can you help me out?
Right, exactly. There's money in it for you. See, we were just talking about that, and Aiden is quite wealthy, and it's from all the esteemed publications that he's done over the years, and so basically he I would like to roll for that, if you'll allow me.
I will allow it, but
okay.
I will say you will have to roll quite high.
It's a high difficulty, and unfortunately, I've only got a 15 again, which is probably just not enough.
I would say, unfortunately, that does not persuade this person. And this person, who's periodically come in here, you do get to see them, but they're sort of like covered head to toe. Their attire is red and black with sort of accents of white here and there, and they have like a stark white plain mask.
Do I recognize that at all? Like that whole heraldry color scheme?
It doesn't really actually make me a cunning roll.
Let's do that
to see if you discern anything.
Ooh, that's a big one. So can I throw in cultural lore here?
I'll allow it.
Awesome. So base dice is 14, but there's an extra 4 on that, so that's 18.
Okay.
So he's pretty good at recognizing, color schemes and things like that.
Yes.
Who works for who?
So you would sort of like look at this and discern that at a glance, like a normal person would maybe be like, maybe they're associated with someone, but I can't really tell. But looking at their attire, colors aside and strictly looking at like for any heraldry or particular mask design or anything, there's nothing. They are sporting no affiliations with anybody based on their attire.
So the absence of affiliation could also be an indicator that
could also be an indicator of
we can rule out all those other people, because basically, who walks around without any kind of affiliation colors whatsoever? So they're not playing for a team, that at least goes around and advertises. And so, yeah, he would totally recognize this as a lack of affiliation. He would tell Reese this as well, describe the color scheme to him, and basically say, does that ring any bells with you?
With me in particular, not necessarily, but it may mean something to your friends or associates.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will obviously pass that along to them, and also relate that I am in dire straits here. I am hanging on by a thread to dear life. It is only in my dreams that I'm able to escape the torment that I am in constantly while I'm awake. So and unfortunately I was enjoying that, but then you came along and banished all my company. So that's all I have to tell you. It's been unfortunately less than entertaining meeting with you, but I appreciate you having a conversation and coming all this way to talk to me. Yeah.
Yes, well, I will relay all this information to your friend.
Thank you, Reese. You're too kind. I will leave your name out of any 1-star reviews that I decide to give.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You have a good rest of your dream, and he dissipates.
And Aiden sets back to work at trying to summon his congregation again.
Okay.
You can come back now.
And Eosia, you, Adrian, and Frederick all heard half of that conversation, and
the annoyed half.
Yeah. Yes, and the first thing that he says is, your friend is quite something. He is quite something.
Very passionate, very passionate.
That is a good way of putting it, yes.
Okay, well, Reese, and she grabs him by the hands and she's like, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, Reese. As powerful as I am, the skills that I have, no match for yours, my friend. But it worries me to hear that he's going through such horrible pain and suffering. I mean, we must hasten to save him.
He does sound, I would certainly not dilly-dally, but he did sound a bit on the dramatic side. But yes, it would be a good idea to not tarry or anything.
Also, I have
of
just
that
one
sort.
question for you, Reese.
Yes.
Are you interested in women?
And he sort of looks at Adrian, and she looks at him, and
It's not for me. It's okay, Reese. You're a lovely guy. You do the tracking and you do the spying and you do the whole thing. And I'm sure, that's some people's cup of tea. And this whole thing is really appealing for somebody. But I'm just sort of asking because, I was looking at your vibe and everything, and I realized I was like, I have a friend who would probably really, you guys would really get along, And so I was just wondering because, if you have a partner or you're just swing that way, I would just rather not broach the subject, But if you are open to such inclinations, I know a girl.
and he'll sort of look back at Adrian and then look back at you and just say,
you can just blink twice, yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, I appreciate what you are trying to do, but I am involved.
Oh, congratulations! You know what? Best of luck to you and your partner. It's okay. So sorry I asked, but I just had to put it out there because it's better to ask and try than to just like sit and like wonder and be like, oh my god, like I don't know the truth behind this situation, or like, what if something could have happened, it's so crazy. Sometimes you just have to go for it. But thank you again, Reese. I really appreciate it. And you too, Adrian, for helping me with this. Wet Blanket, you didn't do anything. You don't get thanked.
And he Frederick will just say, in that you are correct. I did just stand here like you and the senior enchanter over there.
Yes, but I was proactive in getting this whole thing done. You just kind of came late to the party.
That is, well, however you want to put it.
I put it the right way, the way
we're
that
all-
it is.
We're all just standing here.
Anyway, I will go, and she points to Wet Blanket. She's like, you're coming with me. I need to ask you a question.
And he looks at you a bit surprised and says, okay.
Come. And she sort of just starts stomping out.
Okay, she goes stomping out, and Frederick follows you shortly behind, and you as the door sort of like closes behind you, you just hear Adrian almost like cackle laughing in the background.
No, Adrian, no! It's not like that. It is. It's not like that. She's gonna like walk down a hall until like they get to like a very isolated, rarely passed by place, kind of like very little foot traffic and peeping sort of like area. And she'll like walk and just like suddenly turn around and whirl on him and be like, why are you a Templar?
Why am I a Templar?
Yes, you do not need to repeat my question, just answer it.
Oh, sorry. I just want. Sorry, I'm just caught off guard. I never thought you'd even bother to ask about that. I think that a lot of what people say about mages is maybe blown out of proportion is a good way of putting it. I think that there are real concerns, but I don't know. I feel like places like this should be more for, I guess, in a way, I guess I'm trying to make sure everyone in here is safe, and I want to protect all of you from the people out there as much as I'm supposed to be protecting the people out there from the people in here. Even though... Does that make sense?
Her face just kind of like turns from like utter shock to looking like she sucked on a lemon. You are so annoying! Oh my god! I go around for years calling you stupid names and pushing you around and saying that you're a piece of shit in a wet blanket, and then you have what? An interiority? A heart of gold? You care? What the fuck? You're supposed to be like every other piece of shit!
What, so you want me to just be an asshole?
Yes!
What does that accomplish?
I would be justified. justified. I would be justified in hating you, and now you make me feel bad about hating you with your pretty mustache and your sad little puppy heart that wants to protect people.
It sounds like you're mad at me, but you're saying nice things about me.
No! Yes! I mean, no! I spoke with a wise woman recently. And I had realized I had never considered you in the human fashion of like a living, thinking being. And that I was exerting all my anger on you like you were some great symbol of the Chantry. And I came here to prove to the world that you were just a piece of shit in a wet blanket. And then you say that. Why are you not mean to me?
Because...
Is it because I'm gorgeous? I know. I get a lot of easy passes because I'm gorgeous and I'm funny and I do great shit. Is that why?
Sort of like as you're hyping yourself up, you see that he's sort of like blushing a little bit, and he just says, I mean, you're always going out of your way to, I don't know, cause trouble, but it's just because you care a lot about a lot of things, and I think that's, I don't know. I think that's awesome.
Look over there.
And he's sort of like quickly whips around as you point.
And then she turns around because she's like, oh my god. Keep looking over there. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
And he just fully turns around and he says, What's going on? Did I say something wrong?
Yes, everything was great and wrong. You will answer this truthfully,
okay.
and we will walk away if this is like bad, like, do you like me? Like, is that why you are nice to me? Because you like me and you see good things in me, and then it makes you excuse all the nasty things I say to you? Like, are you honestly so stupid that you would like me? Like, and I'll know if you're lying. I can smell it on you.
You can smell it on me?
That you're nervous.
Okay, I guess I'm stupid then. 'Cause, yes, I like you. I think... Despite how much you almost go out of your way to make everyone hate you, I think that deep down you're a good and caring person.
You're so stupid. Like, really, like, I've never met anybody who must have less of a brain. It must be the size of a goddamn grain of sand. And she's just gonna kind of like stalk over and stand at his back for a second.
Uh-huh.
And be like, you do things to me with this whole stupid honesty thing and the feelings and it's
What things?
I think you are gorgeous, and it used to really make me very upset because I thought you were a piece of shit Templar and that you were nothing. And so it used to make me very mad that, like God or the Maker was out there and was like, he's a piece of shit, but I'm going to make him pretty so he gets away with it. And I was so mad that you were getting away with it all the time, that you just got to be like here in a Templar and just like torturing me with you being gorgeous and my jailer. And turns out you're like, oh no, I'm like, good jailer trying to do things. I actually see the mages as people rather than tools. What the fuck, man? Like, You're going to stay here and think about what you've done. And I'm going to go save my friend. And we will talk about this when I get back. And you're not going to move. Do you understand? If you do anything right now, we're done. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to even make fun of you.
Okay.
Okay. And then she's going to kill the tree and run. Screaming, she's like, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you.
And you don't hear him move or anything like that as you're sprinting down the hallway. And but he just does he does just yell out, "Be careful, okay?"
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. He needs to die. He's too good. Oh my god. Why did we put the shonen music in there? Like that slice of life. Like we were going through a high school moment right there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Revelations. Anyway, she's gonna run out of the door. She's gonna run out of the door of the tower and be like, I will do that! And she will sprint the entire way it takes to get to Ade and Mukia.
Okay.
To run this off. And like everybody who sees her, she is just like red faced, like an absolute tomato. And they're like, oh, it's because she's running in her head. She's like, why would I do it?
Okay, well, so then we have everyone reconvene. Say it's high noon. Everyone reconvenes. Buccio, Ade, when you see Eosia again, she is a red, sweaty mess.
He looks concerned. He's like, what's wrong?
I was infected with stupidity. I had to run it off.
I hear it's going around.
Mm-hmm. Like a plague.
Do you need to talk about it?
I kissed wet blanket.
You what?
On the cheek.
I told you not to let Manon get in your head. Why?
Because I asked him why he was a Templar, and he gave me a really good reason. And he is like an actual complex human being. Like, it's actually insane. I hadn't really thought he was capable of all that. And then, he was blushing, and, with the whole face and the body and everything, he was going all red. And I was like, well, do you like me? And he was like, I think you're genuinely kind at heart, and like the troublemaking you do is.
So he was blushing.
He was blushing. Can you believe it? The nerve of him. He liked me first. He liked me. He liked me this whole time, and he thought that I was a gorgeous babe. And he was like, oh my god, like I notice everything you do. I write about it in my dream journal. Like I sleep with a photo of you under my pillow. And
I need to do a roll.
And every day, like when you insult me, it makes my day because like I understand, like you're just going through it, like you just care so much that it makes you mad.
I'm not gonna come out and be like, that sounds a little bit wild. But I would like to make a roll.
Okay.
To see
Okay.
how much I believe all of that.
All right. Sounds good. Eosia, how about you make me a communications roll versus Ade's perception roll?
Oh fuck yeah! All right. We about to commune and cave.
Perception.
All right. Could be better.
Okay, I got an 11.
I got a 10.
Okay. So.
Oh wait! My communications is a +1, right? Because I have an 11, so it's a 1.
Okay.
So I also have 11. What does that mean?
Oh no! Do we roll again?
No, I'll say that
I don't think I'm a great liar.
like
We're just staring at each
everything.
other like.
Yeah. I'll say aspects of what she's saying definitely sound far-fetched in your mind, but also she's saying it with such conviction that you're like, I can't definitively tell if she's lying or not.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And you know, like the nerve, because I asked and he told me and he was like, I want to protect the mages as much as I want to protect common people, and I think that people think if you're wrong, just wait till I get my hands on him.
Mm-hmm. I did not realize this was such
so
a
beautiful, and it's just so unfair, you know?
yes.
Like, ugh, what a man. Ugh.
This is such a change from just 24 hours ago.
Not even 24 hours ago,
Not
like
even
12
24.
hours ago.
12
I
hours
was like,
ago.
I had gone into the
This is kind of glancing at Buccio like, oh wow.
and I had
First
gone
hero
in.
really got under her skin so fast.
I can't wait to like expose that he's just what I think he is, right? Because I was like, I'm so right. Like I'm always right. Like I know almost everything. And I was so sure I knew this, like with clarity. And he was nice. He was nice underneath it. Like I've never actually had like a conversation with him because usually it's just me yelling and ordering him around.
Buccio will clear his throat. Did you happen to find out anything about Aiden?
Oh yeah, he's going through it.
Could you tell us some more?
Yeah. So, you know, before this whole thing, like, you know, where my life was changed forever, and I don't even know what I'm going to do when I get back to the Spire.
Well,
I mean,
sure,
I
of
have
course.
to move. What if he doesn't move until I get back? Like, you know, like he could just be the goodest of good boys. But like, what if he's into that? I don't know if I'm into that. But anyway, like, you know, I asked Reese, and sadly, Ade, I thought you and Reese would be like a good kind of like power couple, but sadly, like, you know, Reese is taken, so my bad.
I don't. What?
Reese is like really
Aiden.
cool.
Aiden.
Reese is really
Eosia,
cool. So, like Reese
focus,
can attack the
focus.
spade, right? Reese can go in to the big bad realm of demons and be like, let me find something. And so he sniffed out Aiden, and Aiden was like holding like a whole like party in the fade, and like, you know, had all these desire demons trying to pick out his clothes. And you know, he had like this bolt in front of him, and they were like, go Aiden. And you know, Reese was like, oh my god, I'm here to investigate what's going on, Aiden. And Aiden was like, oh my goodness, you're here. My heart, my soul, my psychological state, my mental state. I don't know if to let her recover. And Reese was like, what's going on? Like, I am here because Eosia, the beautiful and powerful, has sent me here to go save you. And, you know, Aiden was like, I too agree with the fact that, you know, Eosia is beautiful and powerful and should definitely be like, you know, an elite mage in the circle. But he was doing this whole thing, and Aiden was like, oh, how I suffered. He was like, it's nonstop. And I don't know if like Aiden was being like totally true, because like, you know, sometimes I go through a really bad day and I'm like, oh, like this was hell. Like this was the worst day ever. Like this was death. I was under guillotine constantly. But, you know, he could honestly be like getting his fingers and toes chopped off, or like being starved and beaten and like put in cold water. But he wasn't particular about the detail. Anyway,
That's something he would have mentioned.
and I think if he was really being hurt, he would kind of be sad about it. He didn't seem very sad about it. but he could be being hurt, and like maybe like delusional is like the coping, right? Like you're like, oh, that's bad. Like they took out my gallbladder, but I'm going to be happy and cheery in the fade. I dream. Aside from that, he said he could hear from where he was being kept. The people would talk, and then they would stop talking, and he would hear music in the background. And so it could be. And he also smelled incense. So we narrowed it down to 3 locations. It could be a chantry, it could be the opera house, or it could be the seaside. So, not to brag, but I have almost solved the case.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
I will just say this for Buchio and Ade, who had a relatively normal evening. This must be the most fucking left field, out of pocket conversation that they possibly could have had.
And that's why he's like, Eosia, focus.
No, this is the most exercise I've gotten ever since they put me in the spire. There's only so many stairs you can do for cardio. Like, they don't really let you go out and sprint.
Then I think the theater would be an excellent place to look, and maybe ask for our friend Roxanne.
I think he was underground. So we should not look in attics. We should look under the floorboard or in basement.
To the basement.
To the basement.
How do we get into the basement?
Well, we need to first get into the theater.
Fair.
Maybe. Well, Bukio's good at this. The sneaking.
Yeah, it's what I was gonna ask is if we can go back to the theater and see if they have any like almost thinking like a house has the basement entrance, like those kind
like
of
a cellar
doors.
door, kind of like.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Sure, you can do some, surveying and see if you find anything like that.
Okay.
Make me a perception roll to see if you can find anything like that.
Perception. Ooh, 5. No.
You do know that the you do know that the theater has many entrances. Yes, you can all perceive if you so wish. Yeah,
I'm in an alley. So.
Yeah. I'm with those ladies smoking a pipe.
Exactly.
Y'all might want to read them and weep, baby, because that's a 6. 6, 5 plus 1.
Okay.
Oh dang, nice.
I didn't hear what roll we were supposed to do to look.
Perception.
Oh, perception.
Okay, sorry.
Ooh.
I was thinking so
Nice.
hard about cellars at the theater.
Exactly, that's why.
Thinking so hard about sellers, I didn't think
got
about
an
what
8.
to roll. An 8. All right. Well.
Can't find shit.
All right. Well. Buchio and Ade are like, fuck. I don't know. Meanwhile, Eosia is like, I know I've been here once. I know it like the fucking back of my hand now.
I opened my third eye into architecture.
You do know that there's not like a basement entrance per se, but you know that there are several sort of main entrances where the general populace sort of floods in and out of, but then there's 2 like backstage entrances.
Okay.
Yes, so not explicitly basement door or anything like that, but closer to what you're looking for.
So maybe we can try to see if one of these doors is open.
Here's the plan, right? If anything, Ade, are you good in a fight?
Huh?
There's your answer.
Are you like a scrapper or like you use knives or some shit? I don't know.
I have never had to fight. And the only fight I have ever thought about getting into was one with Aiden when he opened his mouth in the tavern. So, no.
I can handle myself.
Same. So that's why I'm worried. Okay. This my idea was like if we need to like throw one off for like in the sense that like the group is about to be cut, we end up leaving like one behind as like kind of like decoy one. It's like I was the one who broke in. Definitely don't look any further. And then the other two go off and find Aiden. And then if it goes back, then the last person also does decoy and Bukio goes forward because Bukio can like probably pick locks. I'm just assuming your skill set. How does that sound? Okay.
So, I mean, which two? So, Buccio, are
you and me, Ade, we are technically disposables, right? So if push comes to shove and we're getting caught, like somebody starts to go around the corner and we need like distraction so the other two can go free. Aiden, we are accountable for being one of the two to do that. And we have like 2 chances to do it. Do you want to go first? Or should I go first? I would suggest I go second. Because what if like we have to fight outside the walls? I don't want you to get killed by like super person. And me, I can hold my own. I have spells. And if they kill me, they have the mage tower to deal with.
But what about your boyfriend?
I mean, he'll also do something probably. Oh, he's not my boyfriend!
She admitted it.
He's not my boyfriend. We are in the talking stage. But I will go with Bukio till the end, or as far as I can till the end. But our main mission, you and I, Ade, is to make sure Bukio can get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in agreement?
Just point me in a direction.
I knew I liked your spirit. So, we go through the back entrance, and that's about as far as the plan goes.
Okay.
All right. No plan survives the enemy, so we might as well not.
Team Bay.
Team Bay.
Team Bay.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Bay.
Hey.
Bay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, it took you an hour and a half to get this far.
It's all good. It was a good journey.
All right. I guess Bukio is going to try to Buccio. See, now I'm saying it. I'm going to end up changing the name.
Bukio.
Pronunciation preference.
Bukio is going to try to casually walk towards, I guess, that stage entrance that we were talking about.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. And, kind of doing his slow tap, slow tap, slow tap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trying to act like he should be there. So kind of just starts walking up the stairs casually.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. You
there
walk
any
in.
Masks nearby?
Are there any what?
Costumes or masks, like when we get inside, like this backstage.
When you get inside, there does appear to actually make me a perception roll real quick.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
12.
Math.
16.
13.
Okay. You don't find any like full costumes or anything, but you do manage to find like several sort of random masks, like specifically like theatrical masks. Like you find one for a lord, one for a lady, one for an elf slave, one for a peasant, stuff like that.
I'm gonna put one on, and I'm gonna gesture to Bukio and be like,
Guess I'll take what was the last one?
A peasant.
The peasant one. You'll take the
Ade
peasant one.
already
Put
has
it
a
on.
mask, but Ade, if you want, you can switch your mask. I'm going to go with the elf name. Let's see what they see me as. And also, it's a good idea because like it'll be kind of like ironic, and they won't see my elf ears behind the lady mask and be like, "Who are you?"
Okay. Okay, so the peasant's taken, the elf slave mask is taken.
Yeah.
Took one for the team.
So that leaves you with the Lord and Lady.
Awesome. I guess I'll take the lady mask.
Ain't this funny, y'all?
So good.
So good. We march.
And Buccio's then putting his staff like over his shoulder and walking normal. So
Okay.
if there's nobody in can see him or whatever, yeah, he's gonna.
Ade will just get into character, I suppose.
And sort of like as you're walking, you see a bunch of other performers sort of just moving about backstage, and the curtains are sort of drawn, and it seems like this is just rehearsal going on right now. There are a few people sort of practicing out on the stage proper, and then there are sort of stairs on opposite sides that that sort of like lead. There's two. Okay, calm down, me. So there's two sets of stairs on each side, one of which leads up to sort of like the balcony and walkway area up above, and then there are sets of stairs that go down towards the like main seats, and then sort of like off to the side a little bit to areas sort of like deeper off into the theater.
I think, deeper into the theater, I think is probably where we want to go.
Yeah, if we wanted to kind of be a little more stealthy about this, what there's not like a stealth roll, but
I'd say that would
hug the shadows or something.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be dexterity.
Okay.
Alright, let's get our decks on, y'all.
Ooh, 13.
Why did I make that my dumpster? 11.
Actually, I have one other question. What would it be like? Would there be a kind of role to act like if Ade wanted to act like this is where she is supposed to be, and she's doing what she's supposed to be doing? Obviously, there's not like a performance role or anything.
I'd say that'd probably be, if I had to make a judgment call on it, I'd say that'd probably be communications.
I'm just wondering what might be best. But for now, okay. I'm filing that away for later.
Okay.
Oh,
Sounds
shit!
good.
Nice! I got another 16.
Nice. Okay, so 13, 16, 11. I know that's not the order on camera. I don't care. I was pointing at all of you correctly for me. But and so you sort of don all your masks and you sort of hug the shadows as you start walking down. So for the formation, are you sort of like doing single file order? Are you sort of like staggering your movements, or are you sort of like clustering together?
I like stagger
so we don't get caught all together.
So if one person gets caught, there's still hope.
Like Butchie will go first.
Okay.
So
All right. So you're all wandering, and eventually you find like stairs that go even further down, and I'm assuming you won't follow those.
Is there any guards are there any like guards or theater people or people who don't feel like theater people hanging around this
That
area?
is what I was gonna call for next. Everyone who wants to may give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Receive. You know what? That was cringy.
8.
That's why I got that one.
I had a 12.
Perception 5.
Well, they can't all be winners. And Buccio, what did you get?
8.
8. Okay. Ooh, wow, rough round for you guys.
Yeah.
Victory.
So you're heading down the stairway, and Buccio, as you are sort of like heading down, because you're the first, so you'd be the first to notice. At the bottom of the stairs, there, it seems to sort of like open up a bit, and then it's sort of like a small hallway with a door at the opposite end of the hallway.
Anything unusual about the door? I mean, I'm not assuming traps or anything like that, but I mean,
as far as you can tell, it just looks like a nice wooden door. Not as nice as like the stuff up above, because it's deeper into the theater, so it doesn't have to look as nice.
he's gonna try to step down the stairs quietly, hopefully not getting a creak like when he gets to a certain spot, but try to get down there and see if he can, well, first see if the door is unlocked. Just gonna gently turn the knob.
All right, you sort of start to turn the knob, and then who's like next in the marching order? So it's Buccio, and then who?
I think it would be me.
Okay.
Just so that, like, in case I need to like launch something, I can just do it instead of hitting the other two in front.
Okay. Buccio, you go and turn the door, and Eosia, sort of as you're walking down, you see almost out of thin air, someone appear from the shadows and stab Buccio with a dagger.
Oh.
Ah!
Can I do anything?
Not in this exact moment, but
Okay.
immediately after you may, yes.
Okay.
And Buccio, you are caught unawares of this individual,
Okay.
and you take 6 points of damage as they plunge their dagger into your side.
Okay, he has rogue's armor. I don't know if that helps at all.
Yes, that should help.
Okay.
We're getting into some of the more complex rules that we haven't had to bust out yet. Okay, let me see. Armor. No, not clothes and fashion. That's useless to me right now. Armor and shields. Okay. 75.
75.
Yep. Gotta bust out my man voice. As one of my coworkers always says.
I just did my voice. So.
All right. So, what did you say your armor is?
Just his rogue's armor level 1.
Rogue's armor level 1.
Light leather, I guess if that.
Light
helps.
leather. Okay, that's more helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So that let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do see it says armor 3. I don't know if that
Armor
is
3. I believe. Let's see. Okay, yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so due to that, you managed to soak 3 of that damage,
Okay.
essentially, so you only take 3 points of damage instead.
Okay. Sorry, I should have noticed
Nope,
that number
I'll
there.
say,
So,
nope, it's all good. I just wanted to double check that that's what I thought it meant, instead of just assuming. So, yeah, you take...
Ah!
Yep. Okay, so Eosia, Buccio has been stabbed in front of you now.
Okay. Lit. That's so foul. I'm considering what of the 3 things I can fucking do. I'm a level 1 mage. What do I do? And I'm gonna try and hit him. You know, dexterity for a dude who just came out of like the fucking ceiling doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'm gonna hit him with Mind Blast.
Okay.
And hold on, Mind Blast. Getting the specifics. I love how it shows me every spell that requires Mind Blast, but doesn't show me Mind Blast. Okay, so I can create a circular blast of telekinetic force within a 2-yard radius centered anywhere within 50 yards that I can see. Those caught in the blast are knocked prone. So I'm specifying, I would like it so like it catches the dude, but not Bukio, you know, like
Yep.
this guy's really on the kind of like border of my radius.
All right, sounds good.
And it's their strength versus my spell power.
Okay.
And then it says target number 12. I don't know what that means though.
It says what?
Target number 12.
Target number 12. Let me see if I can see that for myself real quick.
Oh, I think that means like the amount of people I can put into it.
Oh, okay. Let's assume that, and if that's not the case, then we'll deal with it later.
All
right,
but-
so is strength versus your spell power?
And okay, so my spell power is 10 plus my magic plus my focus. If I have one that's applicable.
Okay.
So if I have a 15 in magic, that would mean I just add like the bonus plus 3, not the whole 15, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And my focus would be in spirit magic?
It would be either spirit or force.
It says for me it says spirit right now.
Okay, then we'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay. So what does that add to this again?
It would be an extra, so just 1 extra.
Okay, so they have to beat a 14.
Okay, well, they rolled a 9, so...
Wepa!
Okay,
so they are knocked prone and cannot take a major action on their next turn.
All right, so
And
as
any
you...
prepared actions are lost.
All right, so as you blast this person, we are going to go into... I suppose we are going to go into proper initiative now. So now I gotta look at how that works.
You never thought we'd get this far.
Well, yeah. Well, more so I wasn't sure when it would ever happen. So
5 episodes in.
Big if. If we would
okay,
ever
and
get combat.
okay, so let's see.
Means
Each player
one
makes well, I guess that makes sense. Each player makes an initiative roll. This is a dexterity initiative ability test. That makes sense.
Why? Why did I make dexterity my dump stat? You know, I thought Constitution would really start coming into play, y'all. Willpower. You know, my whole thing as a mage is I'm supposed to resist demons, and my willpower must be strong. But fuck that. What do I roll? How many?
The normal amount.
Okay. Dog shit. 8.
11.
Okay.
Next time, I really can't allow myself to ever make this kind of physical stat dump stack. So I was like, how much am I going to need? 30.
All right, they got a 16. Ade, what did you get?
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I didn't even roll my initiative.
She's just
Ada,
zoning
you're
I
out.
was
good.
like, I was trying to study the magic stuff again because I was like, oh my god, we're fucking doing it. So
It's like,
what's
oh, we're
my roll
actually
for
doing
that?
shit now.
Yeah. I was like, I'm so nervous. Oh my god.
Just in case you said something, do I know how to cast a spell? Just in
You
case.
said initiative. There's not an actual thing for initiative, is there?
So you
No,
just
it's
roll
just, it's just
3d6.
dexterity.
It's just dexterity. Perfect. Okay.
Sorry for the tape noises.
A
I'm trying
10.
to- 10. Okay.
All right. So the currently prone assassin is is first to go. But they can't do any major actions currently. So
Big whoop.
so they are going to basically just stand up and basically look like they're going to it looks like they unsheath another dagger, and that's basically all they can do right now. So next up would be Buccio.
Okay. He is going to pull out his dagger and try to stabby them. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Gentle
10.
did
I got a 10. Let me see. Unfortunately, that they managed to sort of like quickly see you coming, and they managed to like parry your dagger out of the way.
That's what I figured.
Next
All
up
right.
would be Ade.
Yeah, next up would be Ade.
Am I not still hidden? Question mark.
I would
Can I
say
attack from the shadows?
yeah, I'd say you're not like, you haven't like made your presence known yet, so I'd say you can do that. Yes.
Okay. And there's only one person right now?
There only seems to be one person. Yes.
Knowing that Buccio just got stabbed, am I able to make like another perception check? Now that I'm like, oh, we're being fucking accosted.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Because I think she's a little bit worried that like we may be surrounded, and who knows? Nope, 8. It's fine. We're fine. This is fine.
Yep.
So I think in that case, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need help with this. Buccio's armor soaked up some of that damage, right? So he's not looking too bad just yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm
As long as he doesn't stab me in the face.
So very confused out as how using magic works. But Ade has daze. But that is a major action. So I don't know what that means in terms of like casting time. Does that just mean it takes her entire turn? Does it take more than one turn?
Let me. You're able to make a major action every turn.
Okay.
It basically like split up into a major action and minor action.
Gotcha. Okay. And that is 2 mana. Now, it says willpower. Okay, so it's this enemy's willpower versus my spell power? But I need to roll 3. Is it 3d6 plus like my magic? The bonus for my magic? I have
Well,
a 17 for magic.
Yeah, your spell power is okay. So then it'd be whatever your modifier is, not the like magic total. So 17 should be
a 4, right?
a 4. That sounds correct, I think.
I mean, like roll a 3d6 plus 4.
No, so spell power is 10 plus your magic plus
Plus any
focus.
applicable focus.
Oh, I see. I understand.
So it'd be 14 plus if you have like a focus in magic or something.
Yes.
Okay. Her focus is in creation magic.
Okay. That would not apply for this
here,
spell
'cause
because
it's
this is
entropy.
it's an entropy spell. So okay, so
But I think that the target number is like 11. Is that what I'm trying to?
I think
maybe
we're
beat?
saying for now that's as many people as you can hit with that.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, not entirely sure what that means at this moment in time. We're kind of just rolling with it
I
at this
thought
moment in
that
time.
from what I read, the target number is like what it has to do with like what your spell casting, what kind of spell casting you did. And I just fucking had it up and then lost the chart because I scrolled too far. Because it's like 1 to 3, like within, or I think like if you have like 1 to 3 points, it's like really shitty spell casting.
Oh, okay.
And then
I
it goes
see.
up in increments.
Okay. Yeah. No, he fucking does not succeed on that at all.
The GM is setting a target number based on the difficulty of the spell or task. Okay.
All right. Well, I promise I will look into this more.
We were not
After the fact.
expecting fighting necessarily.
Yeah, so I would promise I will look. I would promise I will look into it more after the fact. But he definitely fails. He certainly
Okay.
fails that.
So it's you ensorcel one visible target within 10 yards, a target that makes a successful test versus your spell power slightly confused, and suffers a -1 penalty on all ability tests until the beginning of your next turn. A target that fails the test suffers the same penalty and cannot take any actions on their next turn.
Powerful.
Actionless.
I've stolen your power.
Get into it, Ade.
All
You
right.
thought we were trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with us.
All right. So now we are at Eosia again.
Arcane bolt. Boom.
Okay.
Yes, we love to see it.
So that is a dexterity acrobatics versus my spell power.
All right. Is that a -1 for this? And what is your spell power again?
14.
14. That's what I thought. He fails.
It also says I roll with bonus damage equal to the casting roll's dragon die. I don't know what the dragon die is.
The dragon die. Well, we haven't really had to use it up until this point, but the dragon die is basically like one of your designated 3 dice. Like one of your 3 dice is designated as the dragon die.
Okay.
And that can alter some things whenever it's called for. Okay.
So I'm gonna say this is my dragon die. So
All
I
right.
roll the dragon die to do bonus damage.
Let's see. Arcane Bolt inflicts 2d6 damage with bonus damage equal to the casting roll's dragon die. I think it's just whatever you already rolled on that die is whatever you do for bonus damage.
Okay. So do I roll for it?
I think it's whatever you got on it already when you were rolling for the spell.
Oh. When did I roll for the spell?
Oh, never mind. Just roll it. I'm
All right.
confusing myself.
Well, that's a 6.
All right, awesome. Love
and
it.
then I roll 2d6 for pain.
Yeah. Pain.
And that's 2 4s, so only 10 damage. But yeah.
All
That
right.
is
10 damage, and let's see. Let me double check how much he soaks on that.
That's half of my HP.
Let's see. Oh my god, Darkspawn, I don't give a shit about you right now. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh no, Bukyo.
Um,
Don't worry, I will help you. I will help you.
let's see. Okay, so he soaks 3 of that, and you said it was 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes 7 points of damage, and it just hits him just square in the chest, and he's just like but he's also still dazed and basically just rocking back and forth. So so he's in pain but also can't really do anything about it. And unless you have a minor action that you wanted to do, then
Yes.
yes.
I have a talent in Chirurgy, which is to treat wounds and heal the sick. And heal is a minor action for me.
Oh, okay.
So I will use my minor action to heal Bukyo.
All right, sounds stellar.
Now, what does heal do? How do I use heal? The spell. Let us see. You know what? Maybe I should go to magic spells. And just go to 8.
Let's see.
Heal.
Your,
Okay.
yeah, your touch seals wounds and restores vigor to 1 wounded target. You can choose to spend up to 3 mana points when you cast this spell. For each mana point spent, the target gets back 1d6 health. You can cast this on yourself if you want.
So he hit Bukyo for like 7 damage too. Like.
Yeah, he soaked it. Yeah, he soaked it to only 3.
Okay, so then I'll use 1 mana point and roll 1d6 for my boy Books. That's 2 HP.
That works. Thank you.
No problem, King. Stay up.
All right. So now, with that, we are back to the assassin, and now I have to roll to see if he gets undazed. And he fucking does not, so he can't do shit. He is stuck doing nothing. So then so in that case, we are back to Buccio.
Okay. Since he's still dazed, I'm going to take a shot at him. So I'm going to try to stab at him again.
All right, sounds good.
Let's see. 12.
12. You manage to sort of swipe at him, but the dagger sort of just barely glances off his armor that's hidden underneath his cloak, and unfortunately it does not find purchase.
Am I able to back up then as a
Yep. Yep, you can move as a minor action.
Yeah. He doesn't get like a attack of opportunity or anything like that, does he?
No. Even if he did, he couldn't, because he fucking can't do anything right now.
So basically, Buccio is like taking a swipe at him and then getting the hell out of the way because his friends are doing the real damage and he just wants to get away from this guy. So.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. With that, we are back to Ade.
Okay.
And your days is certainly doing work. Yeah, your days is certainly doing work on him.
Bad bitch.
Okay. I think that means, I think it's just that he's dazed until the end of his next turn. So that means that he should be undazed when it comes back around to him, I thought.
Well, yeah, at the start of his turn, he had to test to be undazed, and he failed, and since he failed, he remained dazed.
So dazed is like a condition spell, not just like a one and done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. He has to roll to become undazed every time it comes around to him.
It's like when you want to unbane in D&D.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. That would be a good idea to do now. So Eosia healed our good friend Bucho. And don't necessarily have anything that could help here. I wish there was like an option to hold an action. I guess.
Well, there is an option to do that.
Okay. Can I hold an option or hold option?
Yeah,
Hold action?
technically, it's preparing an action is
Yeah.
what it is, and that's a minor action.
Okay. You can tell me if this is possible. I would like to hold off on using another spell. However, if someone makes themselves like known to this fray, who is not just like a random theater person, but like also another assailant. She
Okay.
would want to use daze, but she doesn't want to like just randomly attack a thespian.
All right, sounds good. Yep, that's totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Arcane Blast.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Or Arcane Bolt.
Well, he rolled all ones, so even if he didn't have a -1, he fails.
It's all because I kissed Wet Blanket, y'all. You know, this is my due reward.
I gotta get home to him.
I gotta get home to my big muscle Pookie. Y'all, you need to see the ref photo. This changed my mind. All right, so 5 and a 1 plus my dragon die, which was a 6. So make that 12 damage.
All right. Okay.
Die.
Yeah. You hit him. So before you hit him square in the chest, and as he was sort of like, oh, and he sort of like tries and looks up, you just blast him right in the face, and where his mask would be essentially, and basically you just see like the top front, like the top of his head right here, just explode backwards, and there is now blood and brains all over the.
I have to leave.
All over the door.
Oh, that's a mind blast. Hey.
And this man's lifeless body drops dead.
Can I lift the mask off his face? Because I'm like, I want to see if like maybe this is like one of Aiden's followers or some shit, like in the House of Repose, or like if it's somebody we know, like.
Well, you can remove what's left of the mask, but half of this person's face is missing now, as you blew a crater where it used to be.
Damn, I thought
kind of like Invincible, where they got like face crushed in. So.
I thought like I gave him like a lineup, like kind of like.
No. It's like nose up is just.
I took the top off. Okay, never mind. We don't need to investigate that then. Onward.
Wait. Is there anything on the body?
I mean, if you want a pair of new panties, I'm sure he might have some.
No. I just mean like, are there any messages or anything? Instructions?
Pat down. Boom, boom, boom. What check?
All right. You sort of like search the body, and you don't you don't find anything like a letter or anything like that. Really, the only things of note you find on him are the daggers he was using.
I'll take
one. The daggers look like kind of specific, or they're just like pretty generic daggers?
Pretty generic looking daggers.
Wow.
Nothing better than I would have?
I'd say probably not.
Okay, won't bother looting. So
should we move the body?
We need to hide this.
Let's put it behind the door and close the door.
Maybe it's just like kind of like, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what this person's wearing, but like maybe we could use something to kind of wipe the blood.
Lucio has had to move bodies before.
And hide the body.
They're wearing like he's wearing like black and red cloth with like white like armored pads.
Okay.
He's Buccio's just gonna grab him and just see if he can drag him to like.
I'll get the
shadows.
legs.
Yeah. Like you're amazed that like he knows this seemingly nice guy seems to know how to hide a body.
Why tries not to throw up in the corner?
And you sort of tuck him off in the shadows somewhere.
All right, and then he just wants to stop to listen to see if and hear anybody approaching or I guess perception.
Yeah, make a perception roll real quick.
11.
11. Don't hear anything other than the commotion upstairs
Okay.
of
I was hoping
of-
is maybe the noise upstairs might cover.
Are they
Yep, just-
singing?
yeah, not currently. You just hear the sounds of thespians being dramatic.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Not much. All right.
But as far as you are aware, no one else is around. Door is right there.
We want to just proceed.
Yeah, someone's conveniently being murdered on stage while someone's being killed off stage.
Yeah.
Check it with traps.
Okay. I guess perception.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Sloppy die. 6. If there's something
6.
there, I didn't notice it. It's
Yeah, if there is something there, you got no clue.
yeah.
Hmm.
He's like traps in a theater. And I guess
I
he'll
wonder if
try
I
the door.
can-
All right, you open the door.
Mhm.
It opens right on up,
Mhm.
and it appears to be sort of like an old dressing room that doesn't really appear to be used anymore. And right in the middle of the room, you see sitting in a chair a bag, a individual tied to the chair with a bag over their head.
Aiden!
Have you come to harass me again and torture me within an inch of my life?
Lucio doesn't move. He wants to look around the room first, see if he sees anybody.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
While
Right.
they are looking, while they are trying to see if this is Aiden, and they're helping him, can I potentially cast Glyph of Sealing on the door and
Oh.
designate that Buccio and Eosia can open the door? Because what that does is it makes it so that the door cannot be opened unless it is myself, the caster, or someone else that I have designated to be able to open said door.
Yes, you can certainly do that.
I figure we might have a little bit of time because that is also another major. Or no, the casting time I think is like 1 minute. So
Yes,
No,
I
good idea.
yes, you can certainly do that. And Buccio, you wanted to take a quick look around.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
1 3d6.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you. I did
8.
not get to mute myself in time for that one.
8. If there's anybody
8.
in the room, I don't see
You
it.
can't tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna run over to Aiden and like immediately start taking off like the bag and the stuff and be like, Aiden!
Eosia!
Yes, and
Eosia, it's so
yes.
good to see you.
Yes.
You don't know how long I've been down here. They tortured me, Eosia.
yeah, when you take the bag off of him, he looks like I'd say arguably he doesn't even look much more gaunt than he normally would. He barely looks touched. It looks like maybe he has like a bruise here or there, but he's pretty
Aiden.
untouched.
What have they done to you?
It was awful. It was so awful. And then this horrible man came in my dreams. His name was Reese, and he chased away all my followers. And so I had to suffer here, and then I had to suffer there. And he's just going to break down and cry.
It's okay.
Just
We're like
sobbing,
using
just
the dagger to
tears are
take off
coming.
like his ropes or whatever is tying him down.
Yeah. Just like, I'm so glad you're here.
Did they say anything when they took you? Or was
They
it just
didn't
kind of
ask
like
me any questions. They just tortured me.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful. It was awful. I'm going to slander them in print.
Okay.
They'll live forever in infamy in the history books. I swear it.
You can do that later. Now we need to leave.
I concur, Bukyo.
Is there any other exit out of this room?
There's just the one that you came in from.
And then he
Okay.
notices in this moment that y'all have masks. And he's like, you didn't bring me a mask?
I mean, there's one right outside the door.
Okay, all right.
It's a little wet.
And also broken, but it's there.
Be theatrical. Yeah, broken
Scrape out
mask.
But the half of the mask is the bottom.
Phantom
So
of
your
the
eyes.
Opera. You know, that's what it is. It's like half a mask.
You'll look like Bane.
You merely adopted the dog.
Do I hear, as I like am casting this spell at the door, before we head out of here, like, do I hear any movement?
You do hear some slight shuffling.
She's just gonna gesture to the door, like,
I think get behind me. When we open the door, I will mind blast and we will run.
That sounds like a plan.
okay, I will daze the one on the left. If there's
I will go for the one on the right.
yes.
Storyteller,
Yes.
game master.
Yes.
One question.
Yes.
Where are Aiden's effects?
They are not immediately in sight.
I have
So
a
I
bag.
you-
need my coat.
Yes,
I
you
do
imagine
have a
that
bow
they're
and
likely
arrow
being
if you'd like
carried
to use that.
somewhere else.
I can't leave without my coat. They must. It's one of a kind. It's nugskin. I can't get it anywhere else. It's giant nugskin. They exist, you know, way down deep. There's a whole colony of them.
Okay, we will find your coat.
I need it. I can't live without that coat. It's part of me.
Okay.
It's my heart
Open
and
the
soul.
door, and Ade and I are ready.
Okay.
Aiden, behind me, take this dagger.
Okay. So on 3,
1, 2, 3.
and he'll throw open the door and like hit the deck.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, you throw open the door, and as Buccio hits the deck, the three of you left standing see a figure finishing plunging daggers into the throats of two other individuals, and then the two of them drop to the floor as they as the figure sort of clears the blood off of the daggers and turns around to look at all of you, and it is indeed Marjolaine. And she says, I see you've already made it. Good job.
They rescued me at the very end of my life.
Yes, I see
don't
you
know
are
if I could
very
have
much
hold
worse for the wear.
I couldn't have held on for one moment longer. I was on death's door.
Well, it is good to see that you are safe and sound now.
My friends are good friends. Is my coat out there? I need my coat.
And she basically takes a bag that she had strapped over her shoulder and throws it at your feet.
Hey, he's gonna catch it, takes it out, flares it around, puts it on. It's like, oh, I feel whole again. Okay, and then
While this is very good, this is only part of the battle, because the contract will not end until the contract has been disposed of. That will be a battle for another time. For the moment, I suggest we all vacate the premises.
by disposed of, you mean me dead? Yeah.
Or the
I-
contract burned.
Either you dead, which is not preferable for, I think, anyone here,
Not anyone. The world would be so much worse off. Yeah.
or we terminate the physical contract ourselves, or we find who will put out the contract on your head and they get it annulled for us, one way or another.
Or option D, we take one of these guys and we use the wigs and everything else around here to make them look like me and then call it a day.
I mean, it's the Eosia and Repose. Do you think that they're stupid enough to believe that?
Oh, they're amateurs. They couldn't even kill me properly over the course of 4 weeks.
It seems like they were not killing you for a reason.
Well, I'm very important.
Like somebody might have wanted
obviously.
to watch you.
You don't kill the hostage, all right? You know, like if you're going to ransom somebody, obviously they were waiting for at least 10,000 gold to come.
There
through
was
on
no
that
ransom.
transaction.
There was no ransom. I
That
think they
you
just
are
wanted to
aware
watch
of.
you be tortured.
You don't know. You don't know. It could be these sorts of things are very clandestine and
I can
secret. And of
hazard a
course, there's a
guess.
ransom. There's always a ransom for somebody like me. You should know, Bukio. Let's go.
He's like,
It's like, I can't stay in this damn cell anymore. This dressing room is too stuffy.
let's get out of here.
Yes. And Marjolaine stows her blades and throws her hood back up
Yeah.
and begins walking up the stairs.
Aiden in
They
dramatic
just kind of
fashion grabs a...
mutters. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say Ade, as from last episode, just kind of mutters under her breath. It wouldn't even be enjoyable to punch it now. He's just so dramatic.
He's gonna grab a cloak somewhere hanging off the hallways or whatever, and he
plenty.
sees Marjolaine, pull the hood up in dramatic fashion. He's gonna swing it around and pull the hood up too, and walk out behind her. You know, he doesn't want her to outclass him in this regard. So thank you, my friends. Let's go. Let's get out of here. The dressing room is not very nice. Not after 3 weeks of me being in there. No, it's
Walk and talk. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. And eventually, all of you make your way out of the theater.
I'm free.
Quiet is nice. Almost.
Quiet as a mouse. Whee! Oh
I am going
runs
to-
off screaming, "I'm free!"
I'm going to make myself scarce. I suggest you do the same, and I will be in touch with options.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like, I'm going to do it back. So, I think maybe someone should escort your lovely friend,
Me?
the one who was kidnapped. Someone should escort you, probably somewhere safe.
I'd go take him. I'll go see. Maybe he can stay at the Mage Tower with me for the night. It's kind of hard to break
our place
there.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Mage Tower.
Come, Aiden. We will have a sleepover. I have so much to tell you.
That sounds fantastic, and we can even. Are you still? Are you sure the Templars won't be a problem?
Most of them are, but like as she's pulling she's pulling him to the side, and she's like, I must confess, don't freak out. I kissed Wet Blanket.
No,
Yes.
you did not.
Yes, okay, but now that you hear the crazy end of the story, you must listen to the drama that builds it up.
We have all night. I'm going to need to
have all
hear
night.
every last detail. Absolutely, you
Mhm.
can't leave anything out. No.
Nothing.
Sure, maybe
Nothing.
you and I should go.
Yes. Yeah. No, they head on off.
Yeah. Buccio, if he can stay with Ade again, he will. So.
Yeah.
Got
Just
nowhere to
like,
go.
and that's enough for today.
And with that, I think we'll stop there.
I
Thank
can't
you.
believe we didn't die. Yay!
Did we level up?
Hey!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you all for the brave rescue. Aiden
Mhm.
thanks you.
Thank you for being such a great hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to rate them on Yelp.
Oh yes, yes,
Exactly.
1 star. Yeah,
Yes. House of Repose, 1 star.
that's right.
Terrible
service.
abductors.
Terrible service.
Terrible service, terrible acting.
I didn't
You
even
know,
get my
just-
one call.
yeah, I didn't even get. You know, the food was cold and tasted awful.
Terrible
You know,
service, terrible
yeah.
assassins, didn't
I
even
had to
kill
listen to
me.
the same music over and over again.
0 out of 10 would not be taken hostage again. You know.
There is somebody in that group who is hitting the wrong note, and it pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. And it only seemed to get worse over the 3 days. It never got better.
That's right.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up, folks. Thanks everybody for watching. Especially if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to leave a comment and a like on the video. Let us know what you like about the videos. We love hearing from you guys, and we will be back next Friday night with another episode of Masks and Muses. So
And tell Mini Melts to sponsor us.
and Minnie
Indeed.
Mouse, you need to sponsor us.
Minnie Mouse, they fucking sponsor us.
Listen, you could have a stall in the Valriel market.
Yeah.
We could
Exotic
make Mini Melts
food.
hot. It could be a hot commodity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Night.